Hi, welcome to week 2. Before we begin talking about meditation, just a quick health screening. If you ever experience fainting, have epilepsy or low blood pressure, you should consult your GP before you start this sort of activity. If you've ever experienced psychosis, you would need to talk to your GP or mental health professional before you begin. It's really important for meditation that you find a quiet, comfortable place where you feel safe and you're going to be free from interruptions. This is especially important if you're a beginner. When you become more accomplished, it's a little easier to filter out distractions. Some people find noise cancelling headphones useful, but they're not essential. So the eventual aim is that you wouldn't be so distracted by things that go on around you. When you meditate, your blood pressure drops, so you might feel cold. Make sure you're going to be warm enough. You need to choose a natural, comfortable position. When you're a beginner, it's quite useful to try a seated position. This will stop you falling asleep. It doesn't matter if you fall asleep. Meditation will leave you feeling refreshed and invigorated in a similar way to a nap. So if you can hold out and stay with the meditation, it's really useful. You'll find it easier over time to stay with it and not to drift off. When we meditate, we might be attempting to achieve many things. We might be looking for stress relief, improved sleep, better coping mechanisms, or improving our self-confidence. Whatever it is we want to achieve, there's a really useful way of understanding how meditation works. And this is to use the image of an attention-seeking monkey that romps around in our mind. This monkey can be useful on occasion. It knows us really well, and sometimes it reminds us that we need to pay attention to things we might try and get out of or be reluctant to admit to ourselves. But most of the time it's a nuisance. It constantly chatters, reminding us of mistakes we've made or things that we need to do. It knows exactly how to distract us. It wants to play, tease and provoke. So when we're meditating, we would like that monkey to be quiet and still just for the duration of the meditation, so we can have our mental space to ourselves for a little while. We're going to make an agreement with the monkey when we meditate. If the monkey's still and quiet for the duration of our meditation, we, as the meditator, will be able to solve some of the problems that affect us and the monkey. Meditation will help you to reveal some truth about yourself and your situations by quietening down the monkey chatter that competes for our mental attention so we can hear ourselves. There's a growing body of evidence to support this monkey perspective. There's been amazing advances in technology in recent years, and now neural activity can be directly observed. Psychologists have seen how meditators can disengage from an area of the brain known as the default neural network. And this is where the monkey lives. This default neural network is associated with stress and anxiety and a reduced ability to think objectively and calmly. People who meditate regularly have been observed using other neural networks as their default instead of going to this regular default neural network that most people revert to. So this ability to use other neural pathways can extend beyond the meditation session, and the default network is used less and less in everyday life. So this monkey has less and less influence, and it's you that's making decisions. There are 2 key steps which I recommend you always take before you begin in order to enjoy a successful meditation. And the first step is to find somewhere warm, safe, quiet and comfortable, and to get yourself into a natural position. You should ask people not to disturb you if it's likely that people are going to call you or come into the room. Turn off the notifications on your mobile phone, etc. But set a timer. I've given you a link to a free meditation timer app that I find useful. I also advise setting a second chime, which runs for an additional minute for each 10 minutes I've meditated. This is so I can stretch and wriggle and feel as though I'm reorienting myself before I open my eyes. For example, if I want to meditate for 10 minutes, I'll set the timer for 11 minutes and ask it to chime every 10 minutes. If I want to meditate for 20 minutes, I'll set it for 22 minutes and ask it to chime every 20 minutes. I keep my eyes closed throughout, so there's less stimulus for this pesky monkey. The second step is to make a declaration to yourself. This is where you decide, before you begin to meditate, what you would like to gain from your meditation session. It can be different every day. So why do you want to meditate on this occasion? You may prefer to think of it as making a wish. So for a beginner, it could be that you wish to maintain the meditative state for a little longer. You might have more complex issues that you want to work out. Perhaps you have a relationship or career problem and you wish you had the confidence to make a decision. So although you won't directly think about the problem whilst you're meditating, you're most likely to be able to think more clearly and objectively about it when you need to, if you've been meditating regularly. I think you're ready to meditate. When you're comfortable, take 5 deep breaths in and out, as deep and slow as you can. Really draw that out and fill your lungs. And then return to normal breathing and spend the rest of the time until the timer goes off just focusing on your breathing. If you do find your mind wanders frequently, you could try imagery such as waves lapping on a shore. So begin with your 5 deep breaths and then go to either natural breathing or imagery. And when the first chime rings, you know that you're ready to start to rouse yourself, have a little wriggle, wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe a stretch, and you've got a minute or two before you need to open your eyes with the second chime. Try to practice regularly, maybe even daily. You can put in mindfulness activities if you don't have the time or you're not ready to meditate in a structured formal way every day, but try and include a little bit of mindfulness or meditation every day. Enjoy your session, guys. I look forward to next week where we look at contact with nature.